Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, wherever we find ourselves this morning. We want to do a review of what we've done so far and to see what the price is likely going to do or print in the coming week. Now, this is US dollar index, and it's the weekly chart that we are looking at. Now, we had seen that there is a momentum loss now on the weekly candle, and we're seeing that the price managed to break the high here, and we're seeing a pushback now. We shouldn't be surprised if next week will be the first closure of our bearish weekly candle. But we're going to get inside and see what exactly is happening, because I believe and I think we are setting, for a downward movement now on the US dollar index and on the DXY. So we are going to see that. This is the weekly candle. Let's turn to the daily candle because it's the same. Okay, let's even look at what a candle formation we have on DXY before high switch. I think, yeah, it's the same. So it's not different. It's the same on both. So let me go to the US dollar index and look at the daily candle. Now, looking at the daily candle here, we are seeing the likelihood of price, trying to, come to the downside. But there are levels that we need to take out before we confirm that we are coming down. This price reaction was the first price reaction to tell us that we are nearing the end. And so we are saying something that looks like an evening star appearing here on the daily. So the daily candle is a whole lot, sending a whole lot of message to us. So we don't want to break above this level right now with what we have gotten here. But again, to confirm on the daily that we are coming to the downside and dollar is going to begin to fall, we need to break this structure here. We need to break the point of 12.90, 985, 12.985. That is 12985 has to be broken to the downside here on the US dollar index. So if you look at DXY, because it's the same, pretty much the same. So I'm going to be just using one of them now. So the DXY, we need to break below 103.893. We need to break below 183.893. So if you're already in this trade, I don't expect price to take this high again. So 104, let's say 800, 800 is even more. So 104, 750 is where your stop loss should be now. So I don't see price coming to take this high again, but we'll see price, probably we need to see price move down and take this structure. Will the price do that? And that is one thing we are about finding out on the 4-hour time frame now. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, we already are engaging the price as the possible ending diagonal. The movement that started from here, which was on the 23rd of December last year, that we are taught that we've had a wave 1 and a wave A and a wave B here, and that these will be the last wave to the upside. And now, in trying to deal with this as the last wave to the upside, we are taught that from here, we have finished a wave 3. Probably we want to do the last wave 5 here or thereabout, and that we saw this as a 1 and a 2. So of the ending diagonal, so we saw this as a 1 and wave 2 here, and that this is wave 3 and this is wave 4, and after wave 4 we saw this as wave 5. So this wave 5 we thought, let me try and zoom out. Is it zooming now? Let me try and zoom in now so that we'll see the last wave. So we are taught that from here, A, B, C, or WXY. Now, WXY of a wave 1 ended here, and this is a wave 2 to the downside here. And so this is wave 3 of that ending structure. So if you want to draw it, we need to, from the height of this height, we draw the ending diagonal, and we need to see how structure will be broken to the downside from here. So that is what we need to see. So this is a 1 and a 2, a 3, a 4 here. Then we begin to see this movement because this is like I think it gave us also like a WXY of the 4. Yeah, WXY of the 4, which is an A, B, and a C here before we can, because we can see that this C, yeah, I think it's an ABC, yeah, or a WXY, anyhow. So where this is a W, X, and the Y breaking the low of W here at this point. So we now had the first thrust of a wave 1, ABC. This is a wave 1 now, ABC here, to finish a wave 2 of 5 and a wave 3, and we had 4 and a 5. Now we see this as the beginning of a new trend. So far, we don't break above here. We are still doing what? We are coming to the downside. And this is the structure that we have to take. We are almost getting there. If I go inside of a 1 hour time frame, because the way I saw what was cooking up here, is more interesting. Let's look at 1 hour time frame. Now, looking at 1 hour time frame so that you can see very well, we had said that this is a wave 1 and a wave 2, a wave 3, a 4, and a 5. And last week we were saying, okay, are we going to break above here? That if we are to look at this as a possible beginning of a move to the downside, we need to begin to break structure, take this to the downside. But we never did. We eventually had a WXY here and the last move. So this, it's like a 4, where we see this as a 2 here, a 1, and all of this as a 2 here. Then we went up as a 3, a 4 here, and we now saw 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5, 4 of 5, and a 5 of 5, and this decline. Now, this decline, for many people, you may not know that we are changing trend. So let's bring the drawing, because all we need to do, because if we are to say that, okay, the last move, the retracement is what matters in trying to decide if we are still going to go up or we are going to come down. Is the retracement or the recovery of this entire run. We have to see how much of these run to the upside as the price recover to the downside. Because if price is to do a retracement of this wave to still push further up, then we are going to see that, okay, the price should not take 85 of this entire run. And so in that case, this will be a 1 and a 2 and a further shoots to the upside. But once you are beginning to erode 78 and 85, then it's a warning sign that you are coming to the downside. So I was already saying that the way we had the CPI news on Tuesday, I think it was on Tuesday, no. Yeah, on Wednesday. The way we had CPI news on Wednesday, it was first correcting and moving sideways as if it's not going to, they're going to shoot up. And when it got to a point, breaking a structure, I knew that the CPI news is going to drop the dollar, and we had this. Then when we were having this correction here, let me try and zoom in. When we were having the correction here, and we had the first push, and I was expecting us to have an ABC and to see how far we are going to dip upward to see if we are going to break up again. We had this, and it was that retarded and sideways movement the whole of Thursday. And when we got here, I see this as an A. I saw this as a possible B because, of course, most of the time, B also will run 3 waves. So they got here, went down and did it. So we had an A, B, C of a B. So we should be expecting a C, right? So, and if you look at the fib relationship between here, A and a B here is at 78 or thereabouts. So we were expecting a zigzag. And a zigzag, of course, could run 100, 1, 2, 3, or 161.8. But exactly at 161.8, they made 5 waves to the downside. And if you don't know about structure and you see this big move, you think, okay, they are going up again. I knew immediately. I was counting after the formation and it didn't hit 161.8. I was counting the internal structure of this wave on the 5-minute time frame to see that they had broken beyond a correction of 4, because if once they break beyond a correction of 4, you'll be expecting them to probably move back upwards. They broke a correction of 4. I knew they were going to go up. So, but how far are they going to go up? Because if this is going to be beginning of a new wave 1 here, and they're going to do a wave 2 to the downside, it shouldn't take this. So they should do a wave 2 and go further to do a wave 3 and break up. So that means they're going to. So with that, it was interesting when they retraced more than 40% to the downside, and eventually the next candle just erased everything I knew. The trend has changed. So for me, technically, okay, for me, in theory, with what I'm seeing, I can see that we are going to push and break this bottom. But technically, not until we take out this structure here, that will confirm that we are coming to the downside. So if I now go to the 15 minutes time frame, for you to also look at this structure very well once again. It started from here. After this, we had a 4, a 5, and they were building this sideways. I didn't see much retracement to give me an ABC. They were going this way. I knew with this formation, the news is going to drop the dollar, and it did. We got here. And at this point, we had done more than how many retracement? Let's see. Let me bring out the drawing. Now from here, we had a 1, we had a 2, we had a 3, a 4, and a 5 here. So these are broken 61.8 at this point, and this is 78 here. So on the DXY, it had taken 61.8 and the price came down. So these in itself was an A, B, C, or B, and a C. And a retracement here from here to here is 61.8, which looks like A or B, and it could be a 1 and a 2, depending on what price is going to print to the downside. So we are about breaking these. So for anyone who would like, if you are not in this trade, and if you would like to join this trade to the downside, what you can do is to wait for a completion of a 5-week formation of a 3-1. Because if we see this as a 1 and this one as a 2, and this one breaking the structure to the downside now, let this one complete a 5-week structure to the downside, and let's have an ABC correction to the upside, and that is where you're going to enter. So, and I believe that by the time that is done, the entry may be around this resistance here, around this area, but we need to see the price should, finish its its movement to the downside. And once we now begin to break structure to the upside, that means we are correcting. And for you to know if we are correcting, so we now know that technically it looks that we are coming to the downside with this ABC here of a 2, and we are running to the downside. We need to form a 3-1, a 3-2, and with 3-3 is going to be a big move to the downside. So if that happens, where do we expect? At least we expect that with that big move from a 3-3, this structure would have been taken out here. And again, this is a projection of at least a 161.8. This 161.8, if you get a reaction here, it may still mean that maybe it's a C, A, B, C. But if we break through it, then it's turning to a 1, 2, 3. That means we are in a motive wave, and that would have ended. Breaking here would suggest we have ended the uptrend. So we are almost there. So look for a retracement here once this one is completed. Okay, we are almost hitting 78 here. This is 85. If you had broken this here on a DXY, you would have concluded that, okay, now we are coming down. But I can see everything pointing towards we are going to break this low. If you look at US dollar index, what has that one done? US dollar index. If you look at US dollar index, US dollar has broken here, and US dollar also is about breaking 78 and 85. So once these are taken to the downside, of course, we know we are coming. So if you look at euro dollar, what has that one done? Euro dollar is taking the lead. Of course, you don't need euro dollar alone. You have to look at other instruments to confirm. So this is euro dollar. So looking at euro dollar has moved to break 78, because this is like of this last structure here, when we had this 1, 2, a 3, a 4, then a 5 here. So these are taking almost, this point here is 90 of the entire run. So it has broken, or let's say it's 85, yes. It's almost breaking 85 here, and it looks like it's going to break 85. Once this is taken to the upside, it's going to break this top. And once we break this top, that means structure break here is almost breaking the structure here. So once we break structure here, we have to look at other instruments to see structure break and confirm structure break on all three. So once we do that, we know that we are going up. Even before we break this trend resistance here in the channel. So of course, by the time we break here, it will be apparent to someone who does not have eye to see that, of course, the trend has changed. But we are seeing structural break from here already, and the configuration here suggests that we're going to break above and continue to go up. So where do you join? And I'm trying to, yeah, so it has been within these channels, and I'm saying that we are going to break above this channel now. So, of course, where did the last video I did last week, I said this is 61.8. You may just join here. I think I gave an entry at 1.07140. So if you had joined here, you'll be having a good sale. So price didn't even come to retest there. So we can see an A, B, C, or B, and back here at exactly 161.8, 161.8 for this C leg. Now, what do I expect to happen now? We've seen correction on a 1 minute time frame. We've seen correction concluded on a 15 minute, 5 minutes and 15 minutes time frame. So we are hoping that we might be seeing correction on a 1 hour time frame before whatever that is. What I'm trying to tell you now is that this move as an A, B, C may and in turn be an A on a bigger time frame. So A, B, C may in turn be a bigger A, and that this one that is going up as a 5-wave may be a B. So far, we don't break above here because for this wave to be an A, if you take A, B, C as an A, an extension to the upside here, this level of where we have this 2 here, primary 2 here, is 1, 2, 3, and this is 161.8. So if we should get a reaction from here, we can say probably this is a B to this A, and we can probably decide where a C leg is going to be. For those who does not know how to read the internal architecture of the 5 minutes time frame when it's forming. So we are going to look at this to see where we are and what to expect. Let me go, this one is a bit cumbersome now. Let me go to a clearer field. Let me use Dxy. So looking at Dxy, let me go inside of 5 minutes time frame. Or before going inside of the 5 minutes time frame, we want to see how to take this out. On a 15 minutes time frame, this is what we expect. We want to see us break out of here. So we want to see us break out of here. I think we are looking as if we are trying to break out of there. Let me go to 5 minutes now. So on the 5 minutes time frame, it seems we are breaking out because this is seen as a 1 and a 2. And is this a 3 and a 4 and a 5? It looks more like that. So if you take this one as a 1 and the low here as a 2, as the end of a 1, and the height here as the end of a 2, so 161.8 is here. So price broke it. So this qualifies to be a 3. So this qualifies to be a 3, and this a 4, and this is qualifying to be a 5. So we may have finished this 3-1. Of course, it slightly broke the end of this one here. So slightly broke it. So this qualifies to be a 3-1. So we need to see a 3 wave pull back to the upside for us to navigate to join a wave 3-2 before we have that rocket to the downside. So now, if I were you, this is looking like a wave A, and it might be a 5-wave structure to the upside. On the 5 minutes time frame, it looks like a five-way structure, a 1, a 2, a 3, probably a 4. We need to see this move, how this is going to do. So let's see this correct itself. So this may correct to give us a three-way format of a B, and we have an equal leg of a C, or a 161.8 to the upside. So, but if I were you, the most likely place I'll be expecting this to react. Let me go inside of the 1 hour and see if we can pick. Yeah. On a 1 hour, we can pick this as, yeah, we can pick this place as a resistance first. That height, you can see this candle here, 1 and a 2. So this looks like the first place, and the second place on the 1 hour. We're going to look at this place, or this place here. So price may work within that axis here. You know, these are areas you can look for your sell on the DXY. So let me look at 4 hour. 4 hour should give us a more a clear entry, more clear entry as to the kind of correction that is going to happen. So now, I think, yeah, price is good. It might still work deep and penetrate, because you can see these on the 4 hour time frame. You can see this week, price will still come to close properly. You know, it may not take the entire structure of the week. Price is coming up, of course. I think price will break out of all this to go more deeper up. That is what price is going to do. So I think price is going to make you more on the 4 hour time frame. I want to believe that this will be the first area of visit. This will be the first area of visit. This area of resistance will be the first visit, and price may now do more to work up. And in that case, we're not going to look at the primary two. So the primary two probably is going to be up there. So let's look at the primary two. Can we get that on 1 hour time frame? Yeah, the primary two is here. This height here. The primary two is there. So we are going to see price, how price engages this zone for the correction to the upside. You can see on the 1 hour that price is trying to do that. I think price has finished and is breaking this structure already here of 1 hour. Yeah, so you can see that this structure of 4 here, price has, you know, broken it already. So we are seeing the first correction here of A, and let's see how this one is going to go to give us a B, and before we have one more push to the upside. And another thing you can do is now, while you are trying to interrogate what price is going to do, is to tentatively pick this bottom. If you pick that bottom now, and you try to look at your 161.8 and 78, and it's going to be the whole of correction now that is going to do. How price is going to correct the whole of this move. There's a whole lot that happens, and that's why we change and change. So we want to see price. What price? This is 61.8, and this is 78. So these are the areas on 1 hour that we may be expecting price. Price may make nonsense and just break out of 50 to the upside. So potentially we are looking at this area, this zone. So whatever price prints here, we don't need this one anymore. It's taken already. So we don't need that, so that we are not confused. So let's see what happens. And what I'm trying to say is that it looks as if 3-1 is completed here, and this is printing 3-2. So we can see the initial breakout of this, trend resistance here. So let it go and give us a B to finish a B. And once we begin to break up again, that should be your C. You will know where to. So with that, take that to your Euro USD. If you take that to your Euro USD, what we are saying is that we are expecting that price may still walk to this area. Price may still walk to this area. Taking this from here, between here and here, price may walk to give us a deeper correction for us to go to break up. So let's allow this. So we've done a 1, and this is a 2 as far as we are concerned. This is a 2 here. And this is a 1. So a 3-1 has broken up. So let's have a 3-2. So far price does not take the low of 107,400. Price is going to correct to the downside and probably around this area and push up. So you know what to do. Now let's go to gold and finish there. I'm going to spend more time. It looks more as if we are breaking up and we are changing course on DXY, US dollar index, and euro dollar. So price is not visiting this area of our entry. I'm already at break even here. So I'm expecting price to continue to go to the upside. Now on gold, it's a bit different. Gold is a bit different. If I go to the daily time frame, yeah, I think the daily time frame would help. What I'm seeing on gold is a bit different. We are seeing more of a complex, but now, if price close today or next week, if price should close, then gold may have completed its move to the downside without taking the low here. We were expecting that gold may take this low. Gold had been on the sideways correction, and we had seen that, okay, these 3 moves, we've moved to the downside. If this is seen as a 1 and a 2, we're taking this to be a 3-1, and what is happening here as a 3-2. So if this were to be a 3-1, and whatever is happening here is a 2 of that 3, so it means that most likely a 1, 2, 3 wave is like a W here, and this wave is an X, so a W, an X, and the whole of this wave should be running 5 waves as Y. So that is what is taken in that regard. Okay, so a W, an X, and a Y. So, and if that is to be a Y, then it should take the low here. And that is not what is happening now. So we're expecting strong leads was going to take the low. And if he had taken the low without breaking this low, it will still mean a 1, a 2, a 3, 1, and a 3, 2, even though it took this low. But we had seen the possibility of this going up to break structure to the upside. Now, within this W, X, and a Y, there is a complex formation also here, and this also is giving us a WXY. And with the WXY configuration in the middle here, that may make this Y here truncated, because most of the it's the lower time frame WXY that would decide most of the time that, oh, this thing is completed. Okay, where is that lower time frame WXY here? This is a bigger W, X, and a Y, maybe at 100. And the lower 12 time frame WXY here is, this is seen as an ABC of X, W here. And this is seen as an X within this Y. I want you to follow me. Of course, you know a bigger WXY. But within this, after this X, within this Y, we can see A, B, C, which gives us a W, a 1, 2, 3, which gives us a Y, and we were expecting that this should run as also, sorry, an X, this should run as a Y here. So, and this is what is crucial. If this is still going to be a Y, it's going to be a 5-wave structure. A 1 and a 2. Are we done with a 3 and a 4? Are we pushing up? That is what we need to see. Let me bring out the drawing. Let me go inside of a 4-hour time frame. Inside of a 4-hour time frame, once again, we said this is a W, X, and this should be a Y. If we are taking this to be a Y 100% will be here on that bigger W, X, Y. Price supposed to at least test 1915. But of course, we know it could be truncated based on what is happening around here, because in here also we have an A, B, C. In here, we first add an A, B, C, or B, and a C to give us another W. And here is an X. So if I take this out, so that is X, W, X, and a Y. So if I'm to use these for where this should stall, at least an 100% extension would start from here to the yellow and to the green. So an 100 is here on the green. So it may look like it never touched it and is truncated. That is what I'm trying to tell you. So it may look as it never touched this and is truncated and is going up. Now, if this is going to go up, we need to see first that this move is 5 ways to the downside, and this is a 2, a 1, a 2, and in these is like probably we've run 5 ways straight to the downside here. If we go inside of a 1 hour time frame, can we see that? Yes, because this came down here as a 1, and this is as a 2, and as a 3, a 4, and a 5. Within this structure, a 4, a 5, which ended here, and this move. Let me bring out a drawing to put it in a clearer perspective for you. So bringing out the drawing once again, if I go to the daily time frame, it's all messed up now. So I said this is W, X, we expect Y here, and price isn't going to do that. So now within this Y leg, that also is subdivided into, like I said, A, B, C, and this one becomes, on the purple becomes a W. This one becomes a W, and this one becomes an X, and the Y supposed to be on the purple in this case, and looks truncated. So even within this last leg of Y, because it's in the purple, because the bigger Y in the, you know, supposed to go down, and we have WXY in the purple that's supposed to reach this place. Within this last Y itself, we can say this is WX and a Y in the green. So let me go to 1 hour time frame now. So we can say this is like a W, X, and a Y in the green. So from where did that start? They run up, start there from the X here to WXY. And if you're going to even take the internal structure of that, so your Y back to W here, going to X up here at least 100. So that has done beyond 100, has gone beyond 100, and it's almost at 161.8, sorry, at 123 before it got terminated. So what I'm trying to say is that in as much as we still expect on the purple for the price to still come here, will it come here and get it terminated here, or that is truncated and they are going up? That is what we have to first establish. And in our attempt to establish that, we want to see how far up we are going to go. This primary two is the first to take out. So it's more apparent on DXY, on Eurodollar, and US dollar index. On gold, price may still break and take the low. Now, what we have to do now is to see that this is an X. We shouldn't break X. And we should not even go beyond 78 retracement to the upside here. Now, if you see reaction at that 78, it might be turning to something else. But for now, conservatively, a 78 is are the primary two here. So that is where you should not take. So this is where 85, this is 90. So 78 is the limit here. So if price should break above here, then we can also technically tell you that gold is bullish again. Just like we saw with the other instruments, this may be an A, B, and a C, or a 1, a 2, a 3. The retracement here of A, B, C here is at 50. Now, this last leg is what we need. It has broken beyond here. We need this to finish itself. So if it's going to finish as an 100 extension, this is 100 extension. And this is 1, 2, 3 extension. And once it's 1.8 extension, we break above here. In terms of retracement of the entire run, if you are going to take that from here, from top here to the bottom here, the green is 61.8 and the green here is 78. But in terms of seeing of this internal structure of this wave and its building as an A, B, and this here is 100, 1, 2, 3, a 161.8 extension is here. So this place is crucial. We need to see the way this is progressing, and a break out here, then you might need to look for a retracement to look for your buy. That is what it can be. So you can see that the way one here is taking, so it's either a deep correction or that we are changing a direction. So, but the way it's appearing and is looking on the daily, also, it's giving me like a vibe that this may actually be going into a trend change. We can see the way it's going. So if this one closes like this on Sunday, then we need to see the next candle go up, take out 2 here. And at this point, it's a break, the first break. This is the level that price must not take before going down again. At this level, 2031. And once price takes 2031, 2045, and ultimately a breakout of 2065, we are going up again to take up this structure. So we need to see the way this one breaks the structure to the upside. Look for correction if that happens to take your buy order and begin to go up. I think with that, I've come to the end of today's forecast and what likely price is going to do in the coming week. So thank you. Wait for my updates during the week. I'm going to give updates as to what price is doing.